Food shelves continue to report an increased need. At PRISM, the numbers show weekly visits to their food shelf have tripled. Nonprofits are not just helping people with food, they are helping more people with housing too. We sat down with PRISM's housing locator, Bridget Glass, to learn more about what they're seeing and how they are helping.
So we have our homelessness prevention program, which is helping people with rental arrears, so money that they weren't able to pay for rent or utilities, and they're able to call PRISM and get help with that if they're in our 5-city service area. And then we're also doing housing location services, so that's my job. It's a newer job to PRISM, and that is working with people who are unhoused or experiencing homelessness, and that can look a lot of different ways. You know, staying with a family or a friend, couch surfing, a lot of people staying in their cars, and then I find housing for them. So I do an intake and a screening, getting an idea of what their background is, what their income's like, if they have, you know, evictions or criminal history to consider, and then I go out into the community and do unit showings all over. I really don't have a specific area I have to stick to, so like there was a woman who wanted to be housed in Duluth, so I connected her with some agencies in Duluth to be able to help her out with that. Right now I'm looking in Rogers and Circle Pine for a client of mine.
So it's all over.
It's really everywhere, yeah. And then once I find a place that somebody's interested in, they give me the go-ahead to apply. So we'll do that application together, and it's really helping them navigate through that. PRISM has funding, specifically my job has funding to provide the application fee, security deposit or damage deposit, the first month of rent, administration fees, and bridging. Bridging is a organization that we use to get furniture for people when they move into their houses, and there's a appointment fee and delivery fee involved in that, and I cover that for my clients as well.
Now I know the food shelf at PRISM is seeing great need. Are you guys also seeing increased numbers of people needing help with housing?
Yes, absolutely. Yep. So we receive anywhere from 250 to 350 calls every month for our homelessness prevention service. So that's 250 to 350 people who need help catching up on rent, who fell behind because of X, Y, and Z. And more often than not, it is just one thing that set somebody behind. They got COVID and couldn't work, so they didn't have a PTO or any hours set in place for them to be sick and still get paid. I've seen a lot of people get into a car accident or whatever that looks like. Most people
the one thing.
are really just one paycheck away from experiencing homelessness right now. So those numbers have really increased. And then with homelessness in general, that has increased a lot since the pandemic as well, and especially since the eviction moratorium was lifted in June.
Lots to talk about. Bridget Glass with PRISM Housing Locator. Thank you very much for being here and sharing this with us.
Absolutely, thank you.
Find more local news stories at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.